Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that has reached the surface that I never thought it would, but this is going to be a topic mainly for content creators, and I saw a lot of this being talked about on Twitter. I saw one tweet that was actually mentioned and I saw it. I'm like, that's insane. I feel like people need to actually spread the word about this. So we're going to be talking about Streamlabs OBS and how much of a company that thing is a pile of shit, and they're filled with scumbags. They really are. So how I even knew about this whole situation is that I saw a Twitter thread being made about OBS quoting a tweet from one of the CEOs at LightStreams, which we will actually get to first, and that the CEO was actually quoting a tweet from the LightStream Twitter account, pretty much exposed Streamlabs OBS and pretty much started the outrage. Hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just change it up a little bit so it's not obvious you copied. Bet. Lightstream showed up an image of what Lightstream's info page actually looked like, and then they said, well, here's Streamlabs info page. Streamlabs Studios is pretty much the new thing that Streamlabs is actually coming out with. So they even showed an image of what exactly that looks like. Just by looking at this image, you could just pretty much see this is like a pretty much direct copy just by the formatting, the web page, the layout, even like some of the wording. Really, if you really see it, like, level up your Xbox and PlayStation streams, level up your console streams. Pretty much the exact same thing. You know, even though that it was bad enough that Streamlabs even copied it and copied word from word of their info page, Streamlabs went a step further and even copied the straight up reviews word from word. I don't know what to really say about this. Just by hearing that of them copying reviews, these are already fake reviews already, so they just pretty much copied and pasted and be like, yeah, somebody said it. Let me just show you what they actually said on the reviews. So this is actually LightStreams reviews, which I would say that these are pretty much legit. LightStream is literally one of the greatest things I've ever discovered. Thank you so much for making it so easy. I love this platform. Love how they listen to their community. Okay, so that was LightStreams. Let me actually show you about Streamlabs. Streamlabs Studios is literally one of the greatest things I've ever discovered. Thank you so much for making it easy. I love this platform. Love how they listen to their community. It's the perfect platform for console streaming. Like, come on, Streamlabs. You couldn't have done anything better. You went out and copied word from word from LightStream's info page and just replaced a few words or added a few words, but pretty much directly copying them and pretty much making fake reviews. Like, they actually had to go so far out to actually go and copy somebody else's effort work. Like, LightStream, I'm pretty sure, has a whole bunch of great people over there. For Streamlabs going out and copying them word from word, their layout, everything is really scummy. But here's the thing that's actually kind of funny. You know that shady business that, you know, Streamlabs really does that I just showed you? Or shall I say Logitech? Yeah, do you guys know that Logitech bought out Streamlabs? A lot of you probably didn't know, because I didn't know until I found out. So I searched up about Logitech and Streamlabs, and Streamlabs was acquired by Logitech in September of 2019, with the article stating, Streamlabs agrees to acquire Streamlabs, adding streaming tools to its gaming offerings. How much did Logitech actually buy Streamlabs? Well, they said it right here. Logitech has agreed to acquire Streamlabs for approximately $89 million in cash, with an additional $29 million in Logitech stock, subject to the achievement of significant revenue growth targets for Streamlabs. So let me get this straight. Close to $100 million in cash. They pretty much said that. $89 million in cash. Do we even blame Logitech for what Streamlabs has done? In my head, really, no. But in some parts, I have to say, yeah, that I have to sometimes blame them. But I don't think Logitech was actually at fault for this, because I don't think Logitech even really knew about this, because I feel like Streamlabs is under a whole different management under Logitech. So I think Logitech actually should just really rethink about getting themselves away from Streamlabs, because since they like, oh yeah, well, we purchased it, you think that was a bad idea? I think it's a bad idea for you guys to even buy it. Streamlabs has pretty much been doing this for probably a lot longer than we've known. We're just finding out about it. Streamlabs is bringing out something new called Streamlabs Studios, directly copying somebody else's work and saying it's their own. It's kind of sad. It really is kind of sad. But before we actually move on to OBS's response to Streamlabs, there's a little bit of things that Streamlabs actually said to LightStream. We made a mistake. Text on the landing page was a placeholder text that went into production by error. This is our fault. We removed the text as soon as we found out. Our intended version is now live. LightStream team is great and we reached out directly to apologize. You know, I don't buy this at all. I really don't think, because there's no way that it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna placeholder this and say, yeah, this is our landing page and let's just ship it out. This is ours, all right? We ship this out. This is our work. No, I really don't think so. I really don't think that placeholder is a fucking excuse for directly copying them. The stuff that I actually get from this response, just from this little response, is that they don't care. They really don't care about that they copied somebody else's work, and then once they saw that, you know, oh yeah, look at our work, it's our work, we did it, and then people found out that they copied, yeah, they don't give a shit. They got called out. Not looking too great, Streamlabs. Not looking too great. They also, the thing that's funny about it also is that Elgato, one of the big streaming makers out there, they make a whole bunch of products, you know, for streamers, like the Stream Deck, which is very, very popular. And this is what they had to say. Elgato actually posted, "Know that feeling," posting a screenshot saying, "Control your live stream from your phone with Streamlabs Stream Deck." Pretty much copying Elgato's Stream Deck, but also putting it on the phone. But I'm pretty sure that Elgato does it from the phone as well, so you can do it from there as well. But I'm not 100% sure. But I know that Elgato made the Stream Deck possible, and they were the first ones to do it. And then Streamlabs pretty much came out and copied them. It's just looking even worse for you, Streamlabs. It really does. Anyways, let's actually move on to the main topic of this whole thing, with OBS making its response to Streamlabs. With all the outrages that Streamlabs actually got, and LightStream actually pretty much started the whole thing, this blew out so much that even the people that made the software even possible, OBS project, the main people behind this software that even made Streamlabs even fucking possible, came out and went against Streamlabs OBS. And this is what they had to say. Near the launch of Streamlabs OBS reached out to us about using the OBS name. We kindly asked them not to. They did so anyways, and followed up by filing a trademark. We tried to sort this out in private. They've been uncooperative at every turn. The quoted tweet that OBS had in their response was from the CEO slash founder or slash co-founder of the LightStream platform, saying this: "The team at Streamlabs should be ashamed. Not satisfied enough to ride OBS's hard work." Now that's an oof. That's an oof. Now to copy ours down to the layout and every word on our marketing site and our UX in this product. You know, I have to agree. Streamlabs should be ashamed for what they've done. Streamlabs software is based around the hard-working OBS developers. Like, the OBS developers pretty much made their software even possible. And let me also just bring up that OBS Studio, which is the one that I use for recording, streaming, and everything, is open source and free. You can't ask any more of that. Like, it's open source, free. You can make it your own. And most of this was actually explained in the above tweet of OBS's, saying that Streamlabs actually filed a trademark by using the OBS name, and that the company even made, like, the software even possible. Like, OBS literally made their software even possible to even become a thing. You have to understand, OBS is free, open source. What open source means to the people that don't know, you can change the code. You can make whatever you want and changes to the code. They pretty much took it, put the OBS name on it, and called it their own. It's pretty scummy stuff if you ask me. Anyways, let's keep reading on what OBS had to say. We're also faced with confused users and even companies who do not understand the difference between the two apps. Supporting volunteers are something met with angry users demanding refunds. We had interactions with several companies who did not realize our apps were separate. Legally, they have obeyed to the terms of the GPL, which is the licensing, but they have repeatedly discarded the spirit of open source and giving back. So giving back, you know, open source, it's something that what OBS is actually famous for. They're open source, you can change the code, it's free for everybody. Streamlabs isn't about that. They did not do any of that. Despite the actions of Streamlabs, the OBS project will continue to provide free, open software and tools for everybody. We will continue to support our users, the community, and our amazing developers for their hard work. You know, I have to agree with OBS 1000%, because OBS has been around for so long that it's always been free, it's always been open source, and they've never charged a penny for anything. That's what free and open source is all about, guys. Like, I just don't understand. Streamlabs OBS can just make their software, call it their own, and say, yeah, it's our software, you know, it's Streamlabs OBS. OBS and Streamlabs were never like working together. Just from this, OBS pretty much exposed Streamlabs for even saying that we've never been a part of them, and we told them, get rid of the name OBS. You are confusing our platform, our image, everything. Take that out. And they haven't said a word about it for a couple years, because like I showed in the article, Logitech bought them out in 2019, which they still had the Streamlabs OBS name in it. Now, I have used Streamlabs OBS before, and it helped with a lot of donations, making things a little bit easier for content creators. But then I've been using OBS a lot longer than Streamlabs, and I have to say that it uses a lot less resources. There's a lot less garbage in the program, and I just think that everybody should be switching over to OBS Studio to make your life probably a lot easier for recording and live streaming. It's just a much more powerful tool. On the topic of OBS, the system admin and the developer for OBS Studio actually made a tweet calling out Streamlabs and Logitech. Let's not forget about the time Streamlabs bought targeted ads for OBS Studio to trick people into downloading their version. I understand that ads are ads and people will literally pay for ads to just get their name out there. I get that. For them to even buy ads to just say, yeah, we're the top dog, we are the ones that actually are, we are OBS. You guys are not OBS. You guys are not even close to OBS. I think it's actually so funny how Streamlabs has done so much bad than good by getting called out by a lot of companies and even the developers that even pretty much made their product. Streamlabs didn't really make their product, you know, they didn't make the foundation. OBS made the foundation of OBS, open broadcast software. It's open source, it's free, and you shouldn't be able to pay a damn dime. And it's a very powerful tool for everybody. Anyways, we're gonna get to the topic that's a little bit serious to Streamlabs, because we're gonna be talking about one of the employees that actually had experience within the company of Streamlabs. I'm not going to show you their Twitter name. I'm just going to show you what they had to say, because I want to protect who was behind this. During my time at Streamlabs, so many people in the marketing reprimanded, but put on the PIP plans and or fired for speaking against unethical business practices, to the point where they basically got rid of the entire marketing team by late 2018. You see shit like this blow up today and wonder, how did they even do that? You'll think of somebody in the room would have just been like, hey, this is a bad idea, right? Right. Streamlabs fired those people for not being a team player. You would fire people for saying, oh yeah, I'm trying to save your company. I want to put some good ideas on the table. No, you're fired. Go. You're done. You know, that's not being a team player. You know, for the people that are even like have the higher ups, so just go on and fire people, they're scum too. For being a team player, you have to understand that you need to be open for decisions, need to be open for changes if necessary, and not be like, no, man, I don't like your opinion, you're fired, bro. Like, you know, there was probably even more people that had experiences with Streamlabs, but I didn't really find anything about them. But I wanted to put this one in the video because I felt like it actually like stuck out a lot for what the company has done. Like that is some scummy stuff, man. Like, it really is. Now, after all this backslash from everybody on Twitter and the companies, then everybody that has been calling out Streamlabs actually came out with an apology. And yet again, guys, it's another garbage apology marketing pile of shit. Let me read this to you. We are taking immediate action to remove OBS from our name. Streamlabs OBS is built on the top of the OBS open software platform. Streamlabs OBS is also open source, and our code is publicly available. We take responsibility for our actions, and we will continue to support the community. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should. You have to understand that taking off the word OBS from your website and your software does not take that long. All right, it doesn't. It takes like maybe about 5 to 10 minutes of like web development, software development. It does not take that long. You just have to backspace 3 times to just get rid of one word. You know, the fact that Streamlabs has actually went so hard to pretty much ruin OBS's image that quickly, it's just criminal in my opinion. But anyways, I'm going to link OBS's Patreon page in the description. So if you want to support the true OBS, you know, the people that are actually behind like probably one of the best like recording streaming softwares out there. I would highly recommend it. In conclusion, everybody, Streamlabs has pretty much done a lot of scummy stuff last couple days about them being called out for being really scummy, about copying other website, trademarking the line OBS, even though they're not really OBS, paying for ads to put them at the top of the list. It's not really that great, man. Like they are. It's funny how bad they've fallen so bad in the last couple days, because right now in this time, streaming has been one of the biggest things out there right now. Streamlabs OBS was actually probably one of the biggest out there because of people recommending it, and I really hope people don't recommend this anymore. I hope people pull out of their partnership with Streamlabs. It's not worth it, in my opinion. I would just stick with OBS Studio. It's a lot better, a lot simpler. It's just a lot better for everybody. So even if you're a content creator, you live stream, anything like that, I would go with OBS Studio. It's the best one out there. I'm not paid by OBS. I just like their product. It's free, open source. You can do whatever you want with it. It's on multiple platforms: Windows, Mac, Linux. It's everywhere, man. It's the best thing out there. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. So if you guys can like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, and even comment what you guys think about Streamlabs OBS, and do you think you're going to be leaving Streamlabs OBS if you're using it? All my socials are down in the description below. Make sure you go to their Patreon page if you want to spend a few dollars to help out OBS Studio. Would really recommend it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.